What if I told you that during the most dangerous 13 days in human history, the fate of the world hung on a single, desperate conversation between two men in the White House? A conversation so classified that it remained buried in government archives for decades? October 16th, 1962. President John F. Kennedy stares at aerial photographs spread across his desk in the Oval Office. The images reveal something that would bring the world closer to nuclear war than ever before. Soviet missiles in Cuba, just 90 miles from American shores. But what happened next between Kennedy and his Defense Secretary Robert McNamara has never been fully told until now. The morning air in Washington was crisp, carrying the scent of autumn leaves through the White House windows. Kennedy's hands trembled slightly as he examined each photograph, his usually confident demeanor cracking under the weight of what he was seeing. These weren't just any missiles. These were medium-range ballistic missiles capable of reaching major American cities within minutes. McNamara entered the room at exactly 11:47 a.m., his briefcase clutched tightly in his hand. The former Ford Motor Company president had earned Kennedy's trust through his analytical mind and unflinching dedication to facts. But on this morning, even McNamara's legendary composure was tested. "Mr. President," McNamara said, his voice steady, but his eyes revealing the gravity of the moment, "we have a situation that requires immediate action." What McNamara said next would challenge everything Kennedy believed about leadership and nuclear strategy. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn, one that military historians discovered only in 2018 when classified documents were finally released. Kennedy had been receiving conflicting advice from his military advisors. General Curtis LeMay was pushing for immediate airstrikes on the missile sites, arguing that any delay would give the Soviets time to make the weapons operational. The Joint Chiefs of Staff were unanimous. Military action was the only option. But McNamara had spent the previous night analyzing intelligence reports that painted a different picture. What he discovered would change the course of the crisis entirely. Imagine being in that room, knowing that your next decision could trigger a nuclear holocaust that would end civilization as we know it. The weight of 180 million American lives resting on your shoulders. What would you do? McNamara opened his briefcase and pulled out a single sheet of paper. "Mr. President," he said, "I've discovered something the generals don't know." The paper contained estimates of Soviet troop strength in Cuba, numbers far higher than anyone had realized. But more importantly, it revealed that some nuclear weapons were already operational. The room fell silent. Kennedy's advisors had been operating under the assumption that days before the missile. McNamara intelligence suggested that hours. "We strike now. We're not just attacking, we're including nuclear orders to launch." The moral weight of revelation hung heavy like smoke. But here's what makes, instead of pushing for reactions, colleague, McNamara proposed something radical, something that would later be called once brilliant. You'll soon discover how McNamara would public quarantine privately pressure the afternoon the Oval as McNamara outlined. "We give them a way out. We apply pressure." Kennedy backpack and a slight which side do those reaction or McNamara's calculated diplomacy? Tell us below. What happened over the move McNamara?
But there was something else McNamara had told Kennedy in that pivotal meeting, something that remained classified until those 2018 document releases. He had shared his own experience from World War II, when he had worked on the statistical analysis of bombing campaigns in Japan. "Mr. President," McNamara had said, his voice dropping to almost a whisper, "I've seen what happens when we choose destruction over negotiation. I've calculated the casualties. I've counted the cost. We cannot let mathematics become our only guide in matters of human survival." Kennedy understood. Both men had served in World War II. Both had seen the devastating power of modern warfare. But neither had faced the prospect of nuclear annihilation on a global scale. The crisis would eventually resolve through a secret agreement. America would remove Jupiter missiles from Turkey in exchange for Soviet withdrawal from Cuba. But the real victory wasn't in the deal itself. It was in the precedent Kennedy and McNamara established for how nuclear powers could step back from the brink. Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you reveals the most surprising aspect of this entire crisis, something that changed both men forever. Years later, McNamara would admit that during those 13 days, he had calculated the probability of nuclear war at somewhere between 1 in 3 and even. Kennedy, he revealed, had privately told him that he believed the chances were between 1 in 2 and 2 in 3. They had both believed that nuclear war was more likely than not, yet they chose restraint over aggression, patience over panic, diplomacy over destruction. The Cuban Missile Crisis ended on October 28, 1962. But the partnership between Kennedy and McNamara, forged in those desperate hours of October 16th, would continue until that tragic day in Dallas just over a year later. The song
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna